I think it goes without saying that we are all pretty worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. Well, to be honest, we already kind of have proof of what's about to happen. We just got to know where to look. And this isn't a hit on any political party. It doesn't matter what party you represent. It's going to be something here for you to watch, for you to pretty much be able to understand, for you to enjoy. I'm just trying to help bring some enlightenment to both parties so we can get some understanding on where we're heading, how we get there, and how we getting back. So we currently see the whole Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris situation that's going down, and it worries a lot of people on both sides. Now, I want to ignore eternal polling. I want to ignore the celebrity endorsements. I want to ignore the DNC and the RNC. I want us right now to just ignore all of these things and let's look back for one moment. There was once a time where conservatives actually controlled culture. Now, conservatives are going to argue with this and be like, when? They did. Conservatives controlled the culture back in like the 1980s, 19 to the 1990s. And a lot of people would say it's to the early 2000s up to about 2010. And this can be seen in media. Yes, in media, like in things like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, The Cosby Show. And I know I'm not just speaking on 90s shows or anything, but I was just giving us a good estimate of when this thing was occurring, just to be safe. Let's say from the 70s to 2009. And around that time, we seen any type of media. You had to say grace. You had to show conservative messaging, or you could call it propaganda if you be liberal. And I'm saying that to say this: there was a control on it because even in a show like Good Times or even Fresh Prince of Bel Air again, they had to show the dangers of like teen pregnancy or the dangers of gang banging, the dangers of doing drugs. Do you guys remember that? They don't show those things no more. Now, what happened? The culture shift. They shifted. Uh, right around, I'd say, the early 2000s, Generation X, and Generation X is also, if you don't know, millennials. Generation X was the change. Millennials kind of was the group that let God go. And that is important because it shows us the shift that came. Now we're about to start seeing why you shouldn't be worried about this election. The shift that came when Generation X started to grow up, us millennials, and we started to reject religion. The main reason being because conservatives, since they controlled the culture for so long, they actually started diving into cancel culture. Comes to a shock for many. You've seen the Harry Potter series. We've seen video games. We've seen hip hop. All of these things be victim to cancellations under conservatives when they ruled the culture. Do you guys not remember the burning of Harry Potter books? Do people not remember the censoring of Grand Theft Auto? Do people not remembering the censor of rock and roll music? These were all what people could say valid reasons if they were Christians, but nonetheless, it is cancel culture by its core. And they can only cancel things when they control the culture. Even right here, it's showing us that the transformation of our generations, the X shifts in religious political self identification. And this is because Generation X or millennials, we viewed those that were getting counseled by Christian culture. And I'm not speaking for me, I'm just speaking for a majority. They viewed them as the victim. And since you're a child, an impressionable mind, seeing establishments and orders getting counseled by a group of people, you're going to sympathize with them because we watched movies, we watched underdogs. And through this, it led to us rejecting religion as a whole and conservatism, which led to there being a loss in revenue for movies that embrace conservatism, TV shows that embrace conservatism, and culture as a whole. Culture had to shift towards a more liberal ideology because us, the millennials, started to reflect it more. And there were other things that play, but this was definitely something that was very relevant. Now, how does this relate to today? What have we witnessed this year and last year? The cancellations, right? We do know prior to this year and last year, liberals were canceling everything. They were even canceling Disney actresses on The Mandalorian for a tweet. But no, this year and last year, we're witnessing cancellations of John Deere, Bud Light, and any other brand that conservatives deem unethical. Conservatives right now have the same power that liberals had. And the only way you can do that is if you have the numbers. Being loud isn't one thing, but affecting the pockets of these companies is how you know you have a hold on culture. We are witnessing nothing new under the sun. We are witnessing liberals losing power in council culture. And if you're a liberal watching this, it's the truth. It's losing power just like conservatives did. This is none of our faults. These things are they're beyond us. It happens about every 20 to 40 years. It's beyond us. We're just playing on the world stage. But I'm saying that to say this. We are only witnessing conservatives being able to counsel like this in the last 2 years. It's been this way for the first time since the 90s to the 2000s. That means there's a great chance that this election will go to Trump. And it would shift the culture more to more conservative. Now, I know this isn't what a lot of liberals would want to hear, but it's just simply because we are seeing history is always repeating in this country. They always present something to make it appear as if it's new, but truthfully, we're just re-experiencing old memories. The culture shifted. If conservatives are able to counsel brands in 2023 and 2024, that would mean conservatives have a grip on culture and are the majority. That's just what that would state. That's just what I'm looking at, ignoring all the polls. And I said the same thing when liberals were able to counsel conservatives. I said, man, this don't look good because liberals are able to counsel conservatives. That means they have the majority. They have the power. So I do see a Trump. And the reason why I'm telling people you shouldn't be worried about this because these things are outside of our control for the most part. For the most part, it's out of our control. What was before will be again. It's nothing new under the sun. And the more I start to accept that, the less I start to worry. We shouldn't be missing our dinners over the reactions of what happened. We're just cattle to all of this. We should not be missing phone calls with our parents because the election is on the way. We shouldn't be missing what makes us human because the election is on the way. Yes, our country is on the line. And for a lot of people, their freedoms that they enjoy. But you cannot let it break you on things that you can't control. You can get involved, get active, and help make a shift like Scott Presley in Pennsylvania. But for many people that's just watching this and waiting for this to be over, you're not responsible for a lot of it. Just make the vote with your heart and make the vote that's right for you. I would recommend people to research, but if you don't want to, you got the right not to. You got the same rights not to vote. So just give a little bit of perspective of how I feel about the situation. I don't expect this to do more than 80 views, but just broke this out here, man. I'm enjoying chatting with you guys. Hopefully to see you on the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.